Click, 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 clickety, click, clickety, click, click, click. Hey, maybe. I swear the store is just so random. It's just so random. Who wants a Nico alternate art? Why? Why? Are these craftable yet? Nope. This isn't rug, it's blue green. What are you talking about? I guess these are okay. This is okay. I mean, some of these are a little wild. Oh, there's a counterspell lesson. Okay. These are a lot better than Strixhaven. Oh, well, alright then. I did not know this was in the game. So you can thought seize your opponent with their own thought seize. Yeah, all the old there. I think they all were sorceries. There were no instant lessons last time. I don't think there were, right? Yeah, they were all sorceries. Seismic doesn't find spells. Wait, why is this a rare? Look at the top 6 cards, put a creature into your hand, and the rest in the bottom. But then there's the 1 mana one that just looks at the top 700. And it also can get a land, not just a creature, but it's not a rare. I feel like this one is better in every conceivable way, and it blows my mind that this is the rare. I've never even seen this one. These seem completely backwards. These are completely bad. Oh, this is Strixhaven. It's Strixhaven. Never mind. I thought it was Avatar. Never mind. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. It all makes sense again. It's Strixhaven. Never mind. Don't listen to me. Is this the one that makes 2/2s? Pfft. No such thing. Never heard of it. What's this? 5 damage. Alright. I think Grape Shot's kind of bad, but it's maybe a thing you can do. Storming crop rotation resets your lands, I guess. I don't know if I care about that, though. Oh, so does Haro. Song creation is weird. Well, there's Timio. Actually, Moltender might not make it. Maybe search for his console. Probably Mana Confluence. Yeah, Flame Slash is fine. At least 2 of the medallions. I never played. I don't think I've ever played with this card ever. Sure. I guess. What are 10 storm cards? Strike it rich. Stormkiln Artist. What? I don't think I like Birdie that much. What does Urbrass do? Is this the right Urabrask? Yep. Alright. What does this do? There's a lot of cards here that I would never play. This doesn't seem... What's a storm commander? Why am I not thinking? Yeah. I kind of like the blue one too. Oh no, I deleted it, didn't I? I think I did. Oh no, mine is standard. No one cares about standard. Delve. Seek new knowledge. Settles inconsistent. I don't like the medallions anymore. Or at least all of them. Faithless looting is probably fine. Young Pyromancer. Huh. That is funny. I keep forgetting Fury is legal. I don't know if Vivi's any good. I mean, it is, but it's also not like it doesn't just win. But I guess your opponent does have to kill it. Who doesn't like must answer threats? Oh yeah, there's Chain Lightning. I don't have the check lands in here. I guess I could. Is it tapped unless? Okay, well, I found 100 cards. Iroh might actually get in the way of my commander's ability. Solve. Fabricate helps with... Actually, hold on. I just realized we don't actually have a ton of mana rocks for Paradox Engine. So maybe not gonna happen. Putting every combo in the game in one deck, I think is possible here. We could put Godo Helm in here as well. Discounting spells is, yeah, maybe. Yeah, there's a bunch of these. I like them more than the medallions. Brawl? Kind of the same thing. They're probably just going to die every time I play them. Alright, I don't have much time today, so we gotta get pep in the step. the thing doesn't even recommend a mountain. Oh man, I am toxic. I am toxic. Does it just not? Oh, maybe I had to click this. Okay, never mind. It did the thing where I left the deck and then the lands got weird. Actually, the lands are still weird. I don't... Uh-oh. There's more blue than green in this deck. A mistake has been made. What do we do? How do we fix? I don't think I have enough to do Paradox Engine One Ring. So no One Ring Paradox Engine Fabricate. I don't think there's enough in this deck to do that. What's another good 3-mana ramp spell? Or 1 mana. Or maybe even 2. I think, you know what, maybe defense is good just exclusively with Godo, because if you do that, you definitively win. So you don't need like a bunch of creatures with this card, which is really funny. Oh, whoops. Wait. No, yeah, I have the right one in here. I don't want this one. Could run it, though. I don't have enough ridiculous cards, I don't think, for it. Flub? 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 I'm gonna just not play these two. I don't think I like these cards that much. Answering anything is neat. Doing it twice is kind of neat. I don't know if I like them, though. Like, your turn 5 play is this. You feel like you just lost the game. You have to spend 5 mana on these, unless you put them into your graveyard somehow for this thing. And then even with this in play, you still have to have more mana than 6. At least in the turn you would cast these. I don't like these that much. I don't think you... No, I don't think we're copying Expropriate. I don't know why you would ever want to. Introduction to Prophecy? What? Wait, is that... Oh, that's the name of the... Yeah, that's the 3-mana one. That's fine. I mean, the lessons are the worst cards in the deck. It's just how many lessons you want to play, really. I think no lessons is completely fine as well. What is it? What does this even do? It's a 2-1, a 3-2, and a 4-4. Alright. I'm going to argue those are the worst. I think maybe this is the worst one because these tokens don't do anything. You just have them. So... not really that great. Don't play anything I'm not going to copy? How do you do that? It doesn't seem like that's it seems hard. Yeah, I think I'm taking this out. What's the kicker? There's no counterspells in here. At least not yet. Yeah, I'll run Consult, I think. I think these should be... Yeah, I'm taking those two out. I've decided. Search. I don't think I ever found my land card. I think Lumbering Worldwagon is somewhat crewable. Kind of. Not really, though. Not really. I think I like it more than the average other random ones, so... I don't want to cut Expropriate, though. You just win the game when you cast it. You don't have to copy this card. You just win when you cast it. It's like Tooth and Nail, which I could probably slide in here as well. Although, without the mana, it's hard to, like, win immediately with Godo like it is with Defense. And I'd also have to run some kind of Tooth and Nail target, so... Yeah, maybe not Tooth and Nail, actually. But I say, there's probably always a pile for Tooth and Nail that should win. And every time I don't, it's probably a mistake that I didn't win. But it has happened before. I've only lost, I think, one game in the history of playing Expropriate ever. So... But there's no reason to copy this card. You just win when you cast it. It's like the Emergent Ultimatum, the Sultai card. You don't have to copy it, you just win. Speaking of winning, um, let's not play Quench. It's the only counterspell in here. It looks weird. Fine, I'll put in the stupid dumb Ral. Goodness, there. Leave me alone. I'm being cyberbullied. Alright, I don't have time to go crazy, so I'm definitely going to play this commander probably more than 3 times. This is the one I am by far the most curious and interested about. I like storm things. I like trying to find storm lions. And it's in the ultimate colors to do it. It's in Rug, so giving blue-red storm decks green seems pretty nice. So this is a 6-mana 5/5. It has Firebending 2, which it might as well not have that, honestly, the way I look at the card. And then during your turn, non-lessons, instant and sorceries in your graveyard have flashback, and it's equal to the mana cost, so like Snapcaster Mage, for all of the spells in your deck forever, as long as this is in play. And then lessons cost 1 with flashback instead of their full thing, so it has lessons in their own thing, which again, another part I actually don't care about. Actually, most of the lessons are kind of bad. Once I got to like 105 cards in the deck, the first thing I was taking out were the lessons. The Strixhaven lessons are really cool. It's just cool that there's lessons from a different set that you could play. I'm sure there's 2 or 3 of these that someone is super adamant you should play, but for the most part I don't really like any of them. This one is pretty neat. You can use this one to like defend your commander. It already costs 1, but like you could pay 5 life twice, I suppose. You play your commander, then you have this up, and then they try to kill your commander again, and then, you know, this. But it's only your turn, so instance, that side doesn't work with this card. But that one is kind of interesting. This doesn't find spells, so I don't think I like it here. The Rampant Growth is still a Rampant Growth. This is cool to cast twice. You know, it's a lot of stuff at 1 mana, but the stuff that it does at 1 mana doesn't really concern a fair amount of your opponents, I feel. This is Historic Brawl. If you just cast the... Like, you can genuinely lose the game still if you played this on turn 1, right? Just island this somehow on turn 1, you could still lose that game. The value in this card is not that crazy, but it's cool. It would be really cool to play this. But it's hard to close out a game with casting this twice. You also have to cast it the first time for 7 mana to get it in the graveyard, unless you discarded it somehow, which, you know, you can pretty reliably discard cards, and especially with red. But it costs more than your commander, and you have to kind of discard it for me to like it at all. I just don't really like it. The 5 mana removal spells are pretty neat. These are cool, but you're in Teamer. You don't necessarily need a 5 mana Vindicate. You can just sort of do other things, and the point is the lessons aren't really that crazy. I'm not worried about that. That's not really where this card shines to me. It's just spells have... It's basically permanent... What is it called? Past in Flames? You just have Past in Flames in your command zone with some other extra text thrown in there. And obviously not just mono red. So that's kind of cool. I like it. I am running Godo Helm because it's a storm thing, and I think this is just a funny win condition. As many combos as I can excuse myself to put in a deck. Defense of the Heart is, in my opinion, probably one of the best board wipes, quote-unquote, in the game, because if your opponent has too many creatures, suddenly you just win with this, right? Equivalent to how maybe a sweeper would work in the first place. This one has a pretty decent chance of winning. I don't know if I thought about this before, but with Godo, you can just play this and then just get Godo, and, well, then the equipment is only 5, which ideally you have the next turn, and you just win right then and there, instead of playing a bunch of other random giant things that don't play into the rest of the deck. And then there's a bunch of discount creatures of spells, so my spells are cheaper. The one thing this deck might struggle with is just having a critical mass of spells, because not everything in here replaces itself. In fact, I probably should. I'm going to take out Search and maybe one or two other cards before I send it that are like discard treasure token stuff, big score, just so I can sift through my deck and do stuff. Underworld Breach is another good thing. I don't think we have Brain Freeze. That was only during that weird cube Power 9 thing. I don't think it's in the game. But it's still in this deck. VV, just a must-answer threat. You could easily run Scute Swarm and Mossborn Hydra as well as must-answer threats in here. Thousand Year Storm. I love this card. It's too slow for Historic Brawl at this point, but you know, I'm gonna make it work. We're gonna do it at least once, but all right. Let's put a treasure card in here. Big score. We'll do that one. I don't have a lot of time today, so we're just gonna send it. We're going. But I do plan on playing this a lot more than other commanders. That's for sure. This is just the first rough draft. Yes, sirree. Yeah, I forgot to unplug my headphones. Okay. Interesting. I saw this yesterday, actually, as well. Well, this hand has Frantic Search in it, so it might be cool. It might not be. Oh, I gotta close that thing out. There we go. Destiny Spinner. Alright, fortunately we don't care about that. Do I care about this at all? No. So we play VV, which I feel is almost a must-answer threat in this spot, but my hand kind of says otherwise. Okay, that was a good draw. Let's get... we can just get a tap land. Yeah, let's just get that. And then cast Frantic Search. Okay. Oh, right, I have to discard cards. Yeah, we're gonna just get rid of these lands here. And then cast, spells? Like this. And no reason to Lightning Bolt. Alright, I need to draw something significant off this solve. I just don't know what. Alright, they didn't get the Sanctum of All, so the game continues. Lucky us. Alright, that's an interesting spot to start. Treasure Cruise is interesting. It's castable. I do want to hit my land draw. Is it castable? Hold on. 4, 5, 6, 7. It is castable. Let's put that to the bottom. Oh, and we also have VV. That's right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's fine. Yeah, I want to keep as many spells in my graveyard as possible. Okay, and then I guess I'll just cast Strangle for the sake of it, but it's not really necessary. This is a spot where a sweeper would be bad, and this deck might run sweepers? I don't know. Alright, we lost VV. Can pretty reliably survive without that card specifically. That's notably not a board wipe. Alright, they found a way to blink their commander over and over, but shrines take time. Unless you find Sanctum of All, then they don't take any time. I wonder if they're only playing like the really, really, really good ones. Okay. I don't like my Mizzix Mastery situation. I would like one extra turn to be in the pool of things I'm doing, so maybe I just cast this and then just cycle. I don't think I need Lightning Bolt. Okay, Storm Chaser's Talent. Level it up. Just grab Treasure Cruise. And then pass. Alright, I have faith my opponent won't destroy me this turn. But we'll see. Hopefully they just play Shrines. And then we try to do something somewhat significant next turn. Alright, they do play Shrines. They draw, they get some lands. That's a lot of black sources. That's fine. Well, I can live without that. I'm running out of time, but hey, they have the they have that one. Okay. All right, let's we could level this up, but I don't have the time for that probably. Blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. Overload is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can't overload. I could have if I, didn't cast that, but yeah, I guess they're getting another turn here. Although to be fair, I don't think I'm winning next turn anyways. I'm just playing a bunch of stuff. I can't cast Song of Creation. Yeah, this feels too slow. I could have desperately just randomly Mizzix Mastery, but it doesn't guarantee anything. So, I don't think it's right to do this. I wanted to find more cards. They did not kill my Mana Dork. Interesting. Alright, this doesn't do anything anymore, right? Well, I was never going to level it up, so... Alright, well, we got another turn. Shrine's doing what Shrines do, which is, nice and slow. Alright, so this is our last turn, because Sanctum kills us. Although I think we were dead anyways next turn, so it didn't matter if they got Sanctum now, or whatever. Can I play Creation first, is the question. I don't think so. No, I cannot. Alright, so... This is where I have to do this. The game is going to do anything, so... Cultivate... Extra turn. Draw 3. Frantic Search should have gone first, I'm now realizing. But it didn't. Yep, I messed that up. I should have went the first card in the stack there. Let's get rid of you and you. Alright, looks like it. I had cards to discard anyways to it, so we get Expropriate. And it's going to be kind of hard for them to see another turn, but we'll see. I mean, I can still lose this, obviously. If I can get a window to actually cast my commander, that would be ideal. Faithless Looting. Just cast Helm of the Host. Just put it in play. And then pass. Discarding that. Okay, and then Expropriate. Doesn't really matter what I steal. I could steal the card draw, Honden? Sanctum doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't really matter what I steal. So maybe I can survive if I do take Sanctum. No, I don't think I can. Yeah, I'll just take the blue Honden. Or my opponent just gave up and I win. I don't even know what it chooses if my opponent doesn't come back. I actually have no idea what happens. I win at any point if I find Godo as well. Although that was the case even if I didn't draw Helm of the Host. Well, our commander didn't come into the equation, but I guess it didn't have to. If ever I untapped with it, I mean, it's probably lights out, right? Maybe. Alright, just said time, I guess? It just said time. Hey, we found Godo. Look at that. Easy. You know what? Let's just keep going. We have an extra turn after this one. Because my opponent's not here, let's just do funny stuff. Cast, Ponder twice. Oh! Alright, so decline. Can I cast that right now? I can, but then I don't have any mana. Who cares? Who cares? That's what we're here for. Alright, and then we, do I have any treasure generating nonsense? No. 1. 2. Oh, hey, it's Grape Shot. 3. Look, they're not here, alright? I get to do what I want. 4. This is where Haro becomes mana positive. No, I lied. We only have one basic left. It's not mana positive. I lied. I lied. Oh no. Oh no. What have I done? Oh no. What have I done? Alright, I found a way to throw. Yeah, we threw. Alright, my bad. Look, I wanted to do this, alright? The winning's not the point. Does that help me get out of this situation? It does. Specifically these two. I think we're back? Alright. Specifically with these two cards, we're actually back. I needed a 0 mana spell, and it needed to work with that. So decline, decline. I'll shuffle this. That's mana neutral, still shuffle. And shuffle that as well. Alright. I got out of it. Oh, I didn't play a land yet. I didn't play a land yet, okay. So play this. I ran out of mana, so I couldn't, like... Whoops, not brainstorm. Alright, so we get a bunch of treasure tokens with Kiln Fiend. No lands to find, though. I should run maybe a few more basics. I'll probably take out the Surveil lands. Just a few more. I don't need a ton, though. Alright, we found a way to get back in it with the mana. I don't know how many shove-asides this is, but I'm still casting it. I'm not going to target their commander, because it'll give them the rope, and I don't want them to have it. Oh, I flashed it back. Whoops. I should have just cast it for one there. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Alright. Now let's cast Godo. I think Dig Through Time would see, like, my entire deck. Would it? Let's find out. Crazier with Ral? But if I cast Ral, all of my spells start to kill my opponent. I don't want that. What does Ral do? Why do we need that? Why do we need Ral? All Ral does is copy a spell once, doesn't it? Alright, yeah, I mean... we won this 600 different ways. The other one? Oh, that just gives Storm to your spells. Alright, we found Chain Lightning lethal, too. But again, I think that passes priority back. So... I'm gonna equip this helm before I don't, and then lose, because I'm dumb. Faithless Looting would kill me. Can't cast that. I think Brainstorm would also kill me. Alright. Let's just kill our opponent before I deck out. Yeah, it's just gonna go to roping here because they're probably still not here. I'm surprised my opponent didn't like come back yet and just like see that the game is still going. Did they actually just close out the game? Like, was this your last game you're playing? Seems kind of weird. Alright, well I said Thousand Year Storm was going to do something at least once, and it did. So setting up the commander turn. Okay. I have ideas here. Look at all that. Look at it. Saw our whole deck. Man, oh, you know what we should have done? You know what we should have done? We should have just bribery spammed. I should see what my opponent's deck looks like. How many shrines they're playing, what shrines they're not playing. So, more basics. Lands. Why? Probably no. Is this why I'm now remembering why I don't like the check lands. I can probably go up an island instead. You think they had a chance with money? Maybe. But apparently not. Like I said, it always wins when you cast it. No one's going to think like that. They're just going to go away. Throw their phone, I guess. Pathway's better than Surveils? Yep. Well, there is Balagate Recovery. It's not a ramp spell, though. I guess storming with gamble is fine, because you can gamble a bunch of cards, and if they go to the graveyard, it doesn't matter for your commander. If you cast gamble like 6 times or something weird. Yeah, gamble's fine. There's Growth Spiral, Explore. Growth Spiral and Explore are kind of fine. Maybe a little bit more so Explore. Can I really win with this? I feel like I'm passing the turn too many times. This is a problem. This might just be the... I mean, it's the best card in Flubs. Like, Flubs has it, it just wins. But I don't know if this is the kind of deck for that. It feels like I was never able to cast it at any point when I was doing anything that I was doing. I feel like Explorer is good. And possibly Growth Spiral. But Explorer feels a little bit better. It's easier to cast. The discount things could just be more ramp spells. That way they don't die. Yeah, Primal Amulets might be out of the... Might have been too slow for that for a long time. Is it counters or is it just at once? It's counters. I mean, I guess he could try it. It's kind of like a ramp spell that doesn't die. I'm sure it'll do something. It's not like it doesn't have text on it. I think Molt Tender is not great. Exiling cards in my graveyard, even lands, not great. EI? I don't really like EI. I think Seek New Knowledge is way more interesting. Okay, Lumbering World Wagon. There's a lot of spell-based ramp I could play instead. I'm going to need more spell-based ramp, but again, I don't have a lot of time today. I'm just going to get more games in here. I haven't liked EI in, like, honestly, over a year. Well over a year, actually. Well over a year. Alright, so just big green stuff. I guess this is a hand. Blue, red. Yeah, it's a hand, I guess. A land. Yeah, that's fine. Well, we probably just lose next turn because I didn't kill this. I can... Blue, red... Island... Try to find something? No such luck. Alright, well, I guess that's that. That's the one that locks mana down forever. This does win, but now my lands are stuck. So, not necessarily. I guess I'll just cast it and win in 2 turns if I have the time. There's no guarantee. It's when you tap a land, so I can just play this tap land. No attack. So, in 2 turns with Godo, I win. I don't think Haro fixes the mana at a point at which I could win next turn, so... What is Doubling Season doing? What? What the heck is Doubling Season doing here? Well, this is a spot where I would have won if I had, like, Giant Dumb Eldrazi. So, I have to do this, and then the other card could just be anything. The only thing that could potentially generate mana this turn is Stormkill Narnis. So... And then I play this, get rid of that. I can pick up... Make one. This costs 3. It's not enough. Make one. This costs 2? Yeah, still 1 off though, isn't it? Yeah. Alright, well I cast a bunch of spells, but Vorinclex doesn't really care about that. Am I alive without combat? No, I'm not. Whatever. Dead. I probably beat every other green giant creature there with defense. I don't like EI because it just I just don't like it. The exiling one of your cards. I'm not a fan of that. I think Seek New Knowledge is just better. That's not a real card, but it's something you can play here. Okay, this is a God tier opener so far. My opponent literally had Storm of 3 on turn 2 in their green-white aggro deck. Crazy. Well, there you go. That'll show you. No lands? Huh. Wow. Okay, they found a land, I guess. A little too late to deal with the burgeoning. Should have probably held this for... well, to be fair, there's nothing else to do with it. Okay, well, we didn't do anything. I guess this hand was just awful. I guess I shouldn't have kept it. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't actually read my opponent's commander. I didn't at all read what I was up against. I just looked at my hand like, oh, this is cool. If I get to turn 25... In Historic Brawl, you can't get to turn 4, so... Where's, like, the green side of my deck? So I can win the game? Yeah, why not? I was kind of hoping they would kill that. Because the second one makes the first one less interesting to kill. Okay, I guess they're killing both? Sure. We could turn these lightning bolt effects into something else. If we want. What is haste here that's really good? Sure. Oh, it's got menace, yeah. Okay, they got a 3-2. They discarded Cyclonic Rift for that 3-2. I kind of have to kill this. Reflecting Pool. I like it. Well, that's a card. Is it better than anything else? Well, it's really the only thing that has text on it, so... Not gonna lie, I didn't expect us to get mana screwed in a deck like this, which probably means there's something I need to change. Oh, my back. I'm punished for trying to stretch my legs. Alright, I'm not gonna waste my time. We're clearly dead. I died the moment I didn't draw land, so... Didn't expect that. Of all the decks I've played recently, this is not one of them that should have that problem. So, I'm gonna take out the... stuff like that. Actually, I should probably put Lightning Bolt back in. That one was fine. Me trying to interact was my first mistake. What do we think we are? I still like Forceful Cultivator. I don't think there's enough forest for Regent. The ones with flashback can be cast twice. For like Storm and stuff. Where's the Harmonized one? Yeah, that one. I guess both are kind of similar. Again, you could just simply cast them twice, which is the point for Storm. Let's try that. I could run more cantrips too, kind of. I mean, I got like the really good ones, but there's Consider and there's Opt. This is a very funny hand. Look at this. This hand is amazing. So you get the cards you got rid of back when this dies. I don't know if I've ever played against this one. Seems like it gets completely blown out if it's bounced or frogified or something. Well, I don't know which... I could just do this. Yeah, decline. And then see if I want to shuffle or not. Which is most likely a yes, because I want to play this, I think. That land is pretty good on top. It's my only shuffle for Brainstorm. Okay, let's just... yeah. Ponder just gave me a bunch of stuff I liked, so that's fine. Let's get rid of these two. And then exploration. And I think we're going to shuffle away those 2 lands. I would say yes. Alright, they're over it. Look at that. Ponder, Brainstorm, Exploration was too much for my opponent to continue the game. This hand was... Yeah, and then we had these. Yeah, I just basically played Legacy, honestly. Alright. Get Legacied. I literally just had a Legacy game there. Well, a one-sided Legacy game. I am confident. I'm on the draw. I would not be upset about that. I wasn't paying attention. I never pay attention when the player draw, I swear. Or I do half the time. And it's only the half where I'm not on the play, so I must be on the draw. Excuse me, I must be on the play. Otherwise I would have just subconsciously complained. Actually, this is fine. Honestly, both of these are okay. Let's take that one. That way I don't have to gamble for a land off the top. I just could have a play for the next turn. I would have to get a forest. That's totally reasonable, though. Wow, they don't have a Mox on turn 1? Crazy. Unfortunately, killing their commander is very good, so I'm gonna kill their commander. Drawing a land would be great, but if not, so be it. Hard evidence. Oh my goodness. This should be blue. Do I just play Vivi? I think so, right? How does my opponent deal with Vivi that doesn't... Yeah, how do they deal with this? I feel as though every time I cast it, my opponents feel like they must answer it, so... But I like my opponent 0-3 way more than mine. I could find Lightning Bolt and just kill their commander again. I think a lot of good can come from just casting this and getting that forest that I oh so desperately need. And pass, yeah. This probably has to be... I don't think they didn't care, they just probably didn't have an answer to it. Okay, interesting. Oh no, my graveyard. Well, there goes my commander. Because I can't really stop My graveyard being removed. So, rampant growth. Probably a mountain, just to cover my bases here. And then I can find... I could find some kind of game-winning spell, but I don't know what that looks like. Bribery is funny. Physics Mastery doesn't do anything. We kind of need more cards. Man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is hard. You know what's a good idea? I'm going to take Treasure Cruise, and this forces my opponent to deal with my graveyard. I want my opponent to deal with my graveyard with a Lantern. Oh. So, I feel like I just lost from that card, because I lose all my mana. I probably did, yeah. They blow up VV in my land with the enchantment on it, and I just lose the game, I think. Yeah, that was probably just like the best card ever to ever have there. Yeah, probably just lost from that. Well, they gave me the Treasure Cruise, which I think was a mistake. But still, I just got completely set back to the Stone Ages. It probably doesn't matter. Can I play... I guess I can play this thing, which finds another land... I mean, alright, I offset the turn. Okay, I kind of caught back up with that. Sort of. Let's get an island. They know about Godo. They don't know about the Helm, though. Well, that doesn't mean anything. The Godo's in my hand. They thought long and hard about that. Doesn't look like it's doing much, though. Does it blow up enchantments? Artifact, creature... It does not. So... Whoop. Guess I'll try to put that in play. And then they have counterspell suddenly. Opponent is looking at my lands. They're all kind of the same. Okay, they have another boombox? Is that even right? I feel like the Arcane Signet would be better. You can only activate one a turn anyways. I can win with just getting one land destroyed a turn. That's not a big deal. What is a big deal is not drawing anything. I feel like, yeah, I don't know, they kind of navigated this weird. I'm just trying to find cards here. I don't know why we're so fixated on blowing up one land a turn. You should just draw more cards every turn. And the Lantern probably should have been cracked at some point in this game. So... it doesn't matter what I do? No, it doesn't matter what I do? Okay. I drew a dead card. I have no play. That's been about what I expect. Wait, oh yeah, okay, they used Emery, I got confused. Sure. I might as well cast it? I could cast Helm at the same time for more Storm. Each other instant and sorcery you've cast this before. Alright, never mind, that's not how it works. There's still no graveyard. Yeah, alright, we just cast this. I guess I get a forest and a mountain? Just so I safely not lose all my colors, I guess? There's no way you counter this. There's no way you counter a Cultivate. Please counter this Cultivate. Please. Please. They... oh, they didn't. Alright, they just made me pay 3, I guess? Okay. They did not do this for a counter spell. For some reason, they could have just fished for a counter spell and just didn't. That's weird. Opponent gets rid of D-Spark, I guess. Mm-hmm. Is this even right? Couldn't you overlord that later? Is that even right? Alright, well, sure. Yeah, they're the only reason I'm still in this is because they're fixated on the wrong thing. Oh, I got hosed by the auto tapper. We were just talking about that, and I just got hosed by it. Why not? Why not? I guess I get rid of these two. Yep, I actually just got hosed by the auto tapper. Go figure. Why are we manually tapping opponent? It's a monocolor deck. If I had another mana and didn't draw Helm of the Host, it would have been a win condition that I could have used to win this game. Okay, that's ironic. Alright. My opponent took an ample amount of time to do anything that game somehow. I could have conceded 20 years ago, though. So that's on me. If I'd cast 2 more Faithless Lootings, we could have actually still done something, so that auto-tapper scamming me is actually kind of frustrating. Waiting 20 minutes for my opponent to click through things, and then I have a window to do something, and the game's like, nope. You didn't manually tap 6 lands, sorry. You lose. Well, that's a really good 1-drop, but not so much in this deck exactly. Yeah, I need a green source anyways. So blue, red. Okay. Let's kill the... Which one's fake? That one? Yeah. Kill the fake one? A land would be nice. No. Let's make it so they can just never cast a creature again. And then try to win through what's currently in play. So, Tameo... Brainstorm? Take the Explorer. Is this an instant? It is. I don't have to take the Explorer. Alright, no, now I have to take Explorer. Alright, we cast our commander just to have it die instantly. It's always fun. Something else to do. The heck does that do? Dies, draw a card. Well, I'm not here to block, so congratulations. It says Menace. Alright. You got it. I sure played the game that game. Good old One Ring. Guess we could put One Ring in our deck. You don't need to combo with it. It is just a profoundly stupid card that probably shouldn't exist, so. It literally solo storms you. Let's take out Cultivator. It's not a spell. I don't need to find a blue source. Just have all the mana in the world. There's no reason to play this. There's just no reason to play this. We have Brainstorm, Seek New Knowledge, shuffle it away. Name Human. Haha. Do I want that? Kind of. Yeah, I'd say so. Especially with Cyclonic Rift. We're building the Storm one. Or, well, yeah. Yeah, both me and my opponent have 700 mana turn 3. Interesting. Well, that doesn't really do anything, so shuffle that away. Oh look, it's the card that has play patterns. We found the play patterns card. Let's put that in play. I'm not worried about cycling it in 20 years or whatever. Could have technically waited, but I don't really. No, there's not really any waiting, I don't think. Yep. Oh, look, it's bribery. Play this. Can't play this. Okay, what did I win? Oh, opponent, you don't have the Eldrazi? What does this do? Earthbend 8. Well, why not? That's funny. Let's take it. Does it have vigilance? It does not. Am I interested in swinging? Not really. But I can probably swing this turn and not lose a game, so I'll swing this turn. Wait, what's happening? Okay, they made it indestructible. Oh, it's that card, right, yeah. I've seen that one other time. I love how mono green is just better at every possible thing. Oh, is there like a storm deck in mono green? I guess this is kind of technically storming. You just do everything every other color does, but better. Except maybe specifically counter spells, which you don't need because you're just ahead all the time. They did not swing with their funny land. This does not bounce lands. Keep that in mind. Let's play this. Oh wait, what am I talking about? I have the play patterns card. Utopia Sprawl. Let's play this. Animate a random land. And there's no real attack, but I guess that's for both of us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't have 7 to overload. Although, to be honest, I don't think that really matters. That also doesn't really matter. Also doesn't matter. Of course, your last card is a fetch land that has a bunch of landfall, but again, none of this gives you stats that matter. How much mana do I have in total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Need 11 for this, but that doesn't matter because Expropriate probably wins on its own. Wait, why does that get stats? Hold on. What am I not understanding here? What am I not getting? Oh, it's proliferating. That's why it gets stats. I see. Okay, they did not hold the land for the Mythweaver Pock on my turn, so this is actually one less land than it should be. But it doesn't matter, because I have a bunch of blockers. And I don't see any trample, so we're just kind of chilling. So how does the land... How does this work? You just block it, and then mine just becomes a creature. Alright, yeah, that's pretty clean. Okay, so let's go ahead and just win the game real quick. Because Expropriate's a card. I'm not going to die to the One Ring, so I guess I'll just tap it. Let's play this. Actually, there is a reason to not do what I did there. Yeah, draw with the One Ring, because I could draw Helm, and that could be problematic for the combo. Alright, well, the Storm part didn't need to come up, because I just had this. But, honestly, this entire game was just the One Ring being a card. That's it. That's why we won. Alright. They're going to block until they figure it out. But there's going to be a lot of blocking. Oh, I get to animate lands each time. Oh, that's cool. Okay. It's actually kind of cool. This is going to be a lot of combat until they figure it out. Don't I get these lands back immediately? Wait, how did I lose a Crater Hoof? No, my opponent's last card couldn't have been Crater Hoof. With the remaining mana they had, I mean. Alright, my opponent figured it out. Unfortunate. But it is kind of funny how the lands I animate make this faster. That's really funny. And they can't kill them because they're just infinitely... they infinitely cycle back into lands. That's actually really funny. Alright. Well, I can't say Bribery won the game. It was mostly just the One Ring. But this did kind of do enough to, like, block, so I had time to win with the One Ring. If I did draw Helm, I had an extra turn because Expropriate, so that didn't matter either. Okay, yeah, the Grape Shot Storm side, which, to the surprise of no one, has so far been kind of lackluster. Just doing this kind of thing has been way, way better. But I don't know, it's hard to get the Storm thing to really work, especially when your commander costs so much mana. Which is okay. Which is okay. I'm gonna address some of that, at least a little. Partner zone, please. Whatever it's called. So, Grape Shot has not done anything. It's very hard to kill someone with a Grape Shot. I think Rowan has a much easier time of it than we do. 1,000 Year Storm turns just any spell into Grape Shot effectively. Copying anything 12 times is just really good. Doesn't matter what it is. We could run the Treasure Landfall card, the Mythic in Disguise, just because if I copy Rampant Growth effects... Oh, there's also Prismari Command. That's a okay one. But yeah, copying... If I storm or spam Rampant Growth effects, getting mana is nice. Lotus Cobra is a little bit less appealing, though. Because that would involve using the mana immediately. Artist Talent hasn't done a single thing. Storm Chaser's talent has also not really done that much. The talents have been kind of eh. Double Visions? What? Oh, you just copy the first spell you cast? Your first instant or sorcery each turn. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. It's not awful. Snapcaster? Well, our commander's Snapcaster. It's just a really, really, really expensive Snapcaster for our entire graveyard. That's why there's no that stuff in here. I don't like the talents. They've been kind of let me down. I think the treasure loots are actually slowly becoming more and more interesting. Unexpected Spaghetti. Pirate. There's 3 of them, right? Yeah. This one's funny, but at the point you cast this, it starts to get a little ridiculous. Kind of struggle to keep Tamu alive, honestly. Isn't there a 2-minute version of this? Yeah, I thought there was a 2-minute version of this. Oh, I guess it copies it twice. Seems like a lot. I kind of want this to just be a ramp spell. So I could just ramp into the big scary spell. This is a lot of mana. Like, you want to copy extra turn is 9 mana. That's a lot of mana. What if I just didn't play Grazer Kami? It's kind of wild that these might just not matter anymore with burgeoning exploration. Is there ever too many? It seems just ridiculous to not play those cards, but maybe. Another Rampant Growth is fine. Into the North would be the next one, but I'd have to run the Forbidden Lands. I think the Planeswalkers are kind of lackluster. I'm not defending them. Tamiyo is kind of hard to flip. When it doesn't necessarily win. This might not be a Tamiyo deck. I just struggle to keep it alive, and it's not buying serious time. Let's just not play Tamiyo. He's not as good as Llanowar Elves, so... I still think I want more ramp. So there's got to be a way to take out some of these slightly goofy storm payoff nonsense things for more ramp spells. If we want our commander to be more relevant, because so far it has not really been relevant, I don't think, honestly, ever. The game I went crazy, my game, it was already over, but other than that game... Shoot, was I on the play? Okay, well... I gotta get better at that. I don't know what's going on. Getting old. Alright, Slimefoot. It didn't have the green 1-drop. Does it kill mine? Yes. Don't want your opponent to win. We should... Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I don't know if I'm brainstorming this hand or turn or whatever. I feel like I'm not brainstorming this. Let's just cast Solve the Equation. What do we find? A ramp spell is kind of decent here. Bribery? Oh yeah. They have to discard it or I kind of just win the game. So that's cool. Slimefoot has a lot of things it doesn't want you to steal. Of course they just have it. Why not? Why not just have it? Oh, wait a minute. They just made it easier. Never mind. I was going to complain, now I don't have to. They just gave me bribery anyways. They actually just gave me to turn faster. Let's see, what do I win? What do I win? Atali. Not the most exciting, but it's still Atali, so it's now in play. Of course we get nothing. Why wouldn't we? Alright. Alright, my opponent got ahead of themselves. I thought it was a good idea, but then it wasn't, because we could just take it anyways. Because of that, they probably needed to discard Mystic's Mastery. Probably. I would say so. Also, the pile of things this was getting, it's kind of weird. There was like no Gristlebrand in your Slimefoot deck. That's odd. I don't know what it is with this card, but I haven't seen anybody play a card that you would just... Like, I haven't seen Gristlebrand or Emrakul or something crazy But every time I've cast it, I have still won the game. I still won. Okay. We also had the One Ring. Thanks for the Atali. That literally did nothing. It got 2 cards that had no text on them. Of course, when our opponent's Atali... Or what was that one time? It was 2 games in a row our opponent Atali'd and stole the only 6 drop in my deck twice. It's just like, how do you do that? Teach me how to do that, please. Teach me how. So this is another game where Tifa doesn't, well, my opponent doesn't have a boatload of ridiculous stuff in their deck for bribery. I'm looking for... I don't really know what I'm looking for. I guess at least a red source, but I don't know if Lightning Bolt matters. Tifa is as one-dimensional as it gets, and I don't have a lot of ways to interact with it. It also, every time I play against it, has Mox anyways, so you can't play Perspective. Oh, they don't have the Mox this time. Crazy. Alright, Rel. You're up, buddy. Do something, I guess. Or I can just lose. 14, 24? Oh, it's 28. Alright. Well, I had fun. That was an enjoyable game. I can't wait to do it again. I'm sure glad people like doing that. The queue time was longer than the game. It's been a long time indeed. It's been so long I can't recall your name. I'm sorry. Don't remember the name. But the Avatar set's pretty interesting. I haven't looked at into every commander too hard yet. This so far is my favorite one. I think I'm shocking myself. Yeah. Sure. Might as well just cast it. Both of these are interesting. Breach gives me ideas for the future. I don't think there's any reason to not swing. Oh, I guess there was. Oh, sure. Can't say I expected Snapcaster Mage there. I would always trade with Snapcaster Mage, specifically because of my hand. Otherwise, I just would not have swung. So, this, and we can just gamble for, honestly, kind of anything. Like one of these two. We could gamble for this as well. Let's just gamble for one of these. I got it worked out. Is this an instant? It is. I think I'm just casting Treasure Cruise, though. Actually, do I? Maybe I don't cast Treasure Cruise here, actually. My opponent's not doing anything. And I can get rid of this land. Yeah, I'm not going to cast it. I'm convinced that there's maybe a counterspell or something, and there's no reason to play just right into it. Did they find a land? Nope. So, let's just cycle the extra turn. Let's play Treasure Cruise. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Ral is interesting. My commander is also interesting, but I'd rather have critical mass. Let's scry. Helm of the Host. Well, obviously don't want to draw that. And just not cast anything here. My opponent apparently has Stone Cold Nothing here. Or if they do, they're not going to cast it. Interesting. So no matter what happens... Actually, I should just lead with this. I should just lead with this, because I don't know what... Like, you have to counter the solve, and if you don't, you... I guess you don't lose, but it's not looking good. Okay, my opponent realizes this. And then we play that. We can just windmill our commander now, probably. Let's see what's on top. Still don't really want to. But I don't lose the game if it's countered. I don't lose if it's countered, so... It is effectively a must-answer threat here. Effectively. Okay, they don't have an answer, so the game is probably over now. Yep. Gitschmied it. There's almost nothing to be done here. We take 2 extra turns, and then from there I can... I also swing for 5 each turn. They can't really stop that. Because they can't stop it, they probably shouldn't have swung, and then maybe got me in combat. Might have been a better idea, honestly. Leaving up your mana. But, nope. Gitschmied it. This would have been faster too, I guess, if I didn't trade, but I don't know, at the time it was fine. My hand was kind of just nothing, so... Can we, Because this is an instant, I guess with Fire Breathing, 1, 2, 3, 4, I can cast this in combat. And then copy this as many times as I want. I don't even have to minus here. I could just plus instead. Although I could just minus. Yeah, alright. So we swing, Fire Breathing, minus here. Hold on, wait. No, we minus first. Yeah, we minus first. We swing, Fire Breathing, this, and then take like 10 extra turns and the game is over. But honestly, I don't even need that. It's just way too much. I can do whatever I want, honestly. Maybe even just the treasure card is just actually better in that spot. Alright, I don't have time to play another game, unfortunately. I don't have time, but I learned a lot, actually. I did learn... Man, that partner thing. I don't even know if that's the partner-commander issue that's going on. I don't know why that keeps happening. So I did learn a lot about what this is trying to do, because it costs 6 mana, so you can't like reasonably have it a part of your game, right? It's not... Actually, to be honest, it's almost the same as the Teamer version of Muldrotha, and Muldrotha is one of my most played commanders, at least on paper. It's one of my favorite commanders. Super slow, super grindy, doesn't like Graveyard Hate. It's almost the same thing, except you have red instead of black, so... It still has the 2 better colors that Muldrotha has, blue and green nonsense, but without, like, black tutors, black removal spells, even, I guess, black card draw is really good, whereas red is like the red removal, lightning bolt doesn't kill everything, like, you know, honestly, any black removal spell at this point, at least, bitter, whatever, retreat. And the storm side of it is the weakest side of it. You can go more into it, which I think we were initially. It's just hard to storm off, especially without your commander being necessarily a part of that storm thing, because it costs so much mana. Like, you cast for 6, and then you hope to untap with it. You might just win a lot of the time if you actually untap with your commander, but you're probably never, ever going to, like, ever untap with this, just as Vivi and Tifa and all the others, if they do, they kind of just win immediately. But they do that on turn, like, 2 and 3 and stuff. You're trying to do it on turn, like, 6 and 7, so it's hard, but it does mean you're even more likely to win every time, you know, with this in the command zone at 6 and untapping with it. But it's hard to do that. It is hard to do that. I'm not interested in playing protection spells. This feels far from over. I am definitely not done with this commander. It feels like a puzzle trying to get this ramp storm thing to go off here. It's like, what is it? Not quite like Rowan. I've been using Rowan as an example a lot lately, funny enough. But as you can see with this, you have all the black tutors in the world, and then stuff that draws a million cards, like Pier, this, and then, you know, all that jazz. Bolus's Citadel, and stuff like that. And then there's the VV Storm nonsense as well, which we just played. But with the green being available to you, where is VV? There it is. With green, you have okay, the difference about this one is dive down effects, I suppose, to be fair. They also count for your storm for this card. You can just, it adds mana while protecting it and whatnot. Losing Chromebox kind of sucks. I haven't played it since. But yeah. We also couldn't get Paradox Engine 1 Ring to work with all the mana rocks not in the deck and stuff, and all just being mana dorks. It just was a little weird. I never felt like it was working out too well, so I took them both out. Then I ended up adding the 1 Ring later, because the 1 Ring doesn't need help. It's just a ridiculous card. It can solo your opponent. And Storm decks really like this card, because you're just going to amass a critical amount of cards and eventually explode with those cards in some kind of stormy way that you couldn't before. Like, this card is just ridiculous, and is probably at its actual best in Storm. Just full stop. Like, Control, you can die before you close the game out in Control with the 1 Ring, and then, like, a ramp deck can vomit giant things and will eventually, you know, play a giant thing. So I guess giant ramp green nonsense can play it pretty easily. But Storm, it's going to solo the card draw issue you might be having or might have had. You're just going to vomit a bunch of cards and probably win that way. I don't think I ever lost when I cast it, right? And I didn't need Paradox Engine mana rock mana sources to win with that. I actually ended up taking out Arboreal Grazer and Kami. Now, this is kind of insane. It feels weird to not play those. Every green 1-drop in your deck essentially makes your deck that much better. But with Burgeoning Exploration, it might just be the point or the case that these replace those cards in that slot, right? And you just got to figure out. We are now at the point where there are so many green mana 1-drops that ramp you that you can probably just pick and choose. And then we hit the count that you... I don't even know how to describe it. I have to think about my words. We hit... There are so many that you... I don't know how many slots... Okay, those are the words I'm trying to find. I don't know how many cards slots are dedicated to that 1 mana green ramp idea. How many was I running here? 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... Yeah, there were 7. So I guess Strike It Rich kinda. I don't count this one though. So like 10 is or 9 is fine. Kami Grazer was fine. You don't want one. You don't want 3 in any game. Usually, Kami and Grazer are the worst ones sometimes, and also sometimes the best ones because you can't kill them. You can't lightning bolt Grazer, and that is valuable. Or you can kill Birds of Paradise, but I don't know. It is an interesting thing. I feel like that's one of those things I'd have to play 1,000 games, like simulate 1,000 games at each one, and see how many times the Grazer was good and how many times Birds was good and how many times both were in the same deck and were good. It's hard to think like that. We do have to make room for actual spells so we can do something spell-centric with all these spell discount cards and obviously our Commander's Tech box and Thousand Year Storm nonsense, Underworld Breach. Like, there's reasons to run spells, and Boil Grazer is not a spell. Late in the game, it's kind of a completely dead draw. It's honestly a dead draw rather early. Kami can turn into lands, though, and then with Exploration Burgeoning, it's fine. So, honestly, Kami might just do way more just channeling into forests that you could probably run that here. You could easily run both. But we are getting to the point where I am thinking about it more than simply running them all mindlessly, which I kind of like. It was, I guess, inevitable that was going to happen eventually if they keep making them. So one of them's not even real. Kami's not even a real card. It's just here. So it's just kind of funny. Cards like that, like Grazer, Kami, are why you don't really see Explore anymore. This deck with Storming nonsense likes Explore, and this is also a spell, so it likes Explore. Same with Growth Spiral, could probably come in here. But yeah, this is why you just don't see this. If you're mono green, you're just running all of them, right? It's not a question of it. But here, I don't know. I also have been running more lands than I usually do lately because of the 4, exploration effects. Burgeoning, Grazer, Exploration, and Kami make you just want to play more lands so you can not run out of land drops really fast, and then at some point, like whenever Kami or Grazer or Exploration would have just been better as a land, you want to try to avoid that scenario. So if it's turn like 4 and you vomited all your lands in play already, and you're like, man, I just needed one more land, but Exploration doesn't tap for mana, it just vomited mana. This is still obviously vastly better as a non-land. But in those scenarios, you would just want to avoid, to keep the pace going, you want to avoid running out of lands. And that's why I've been playing like 45, 44-ish lands, so I can not run out of land drops when I'm playing 2 lands a turn out of hand, especially in games where I have like a Boil Grazer and Exploration or whatever. So it's something to think about. But for this deck specifically, it wasn't super heavy all in on that green ramp 1 into 3 nonsense thing. So just taking a good chunk of them is fine, but there is definitely something more to think about with that. It's in this deck at least. The Planeswalkers, I took out Tamiyo because it's hard to consistently flip it, and it's even harder to like consistently protect Tamiyo, the 1-mana Tamiyo, I mean. So I just felt kind of weird in here. But, I mean, it's one of those clocks where if it ultimates, you win, but there's a lot of Planeswalkers that do that anyways. The Rows were weird. This one, I don't know. Like, Rao, there's a lot of cards in here where if this was the commander, Rao would probably not like a lot of these as the commander. Obviously, you can't play the green ones, but... So this might just be weird here. And this one, copying a spell is cool, but simply casting Explosive Vegetation feels more interesting. It ramps me into being able to cast multiple spells in one turn instead of cast this, hope I ideally untap with it, and also have something else in hand to go with it. I feel like these might just be better as explosive vegetations. It also makes this actually way more reasonably castable, right? And then this can actually just cast the explosive vegetations out of the graveyard, which is never a bad thing. So I think that might just be a better idea here. Honestly, even Atali could come into this deck. Atali seems kind of neat here. There's no counter spells to bump into, so I think that's nice. Bribery has one every time I cast it still. What else? What else? This is kind of neat. I never really did anything with it, though, but still need more games. This thing. So, because it's an instant, I sort of like it. It makes your commander, like, again, if you untap your commander, you're probably, like, if you ever cast this, you're trying to win probably the next turn after you cast it, or you're trying to win the turn you cast it, so you have a lot of mana when you do that. But other than that, I don't know. But with this card, the fire breathing might matter. Fire bending might matter because you can float the red, put it here, but you also need another spell to copy. That's an ideal spell to copy, not simply just like ponder 3 times or something. But it's like a lot of setup and explosive, haha, I win kind of thing, but you could just have this be another extra turn spell itself or something like that. I don't know. This is just a weird one. Copying things is weird because you need the copy spell and you also need a spell to copy. You could just maybe have the copy spells be things that you want to copy and not try to like copy them or whatever. Like or the commander is not a copy thing. It's just a flashback thing, right? Which is notably different than what Ral is trying to, or this Ral is trying to do. So there's more to work on with this deck. I'm definitely going to play this a lot more. Probably one of my favorite. It was one of my favorite just reading it, and after having played it, it still is. It's not insanely busted or anything, at least from our experience just now. But I just love these kinds of commanders where there's a lot to think about in games you're playing, and there's a lot to think about in the 99 to actually put in. There's easily 250 cards that you could put into this deck without a doubt. There's easily 250. There's probably some kind of mono red Burgy Storm thing in here you could try with this commander. Obviously there's a mono green ramp deck that ignores your commander. you could do that if you want. There's probably a mono blue thing with this commander. There's easily a blue green thing. A blue red storm thing is in here. Like, there's all kinds of things this commander can do, and I really like that. It's like the Mardu Final Fantasy one, Celeste, which I don't think I have chillin' anymore. Oh, there it is. Yeah, this has a combo in it. It's trying to loot and sift and do all that. There's 12 different, or at least 3 very notable different ways to play this commander, and I really like that. So, cool commander, not busted, not broken, but very fun. And the list I upload will probably be this one, but I'll probably end up, by the end of the lifespan of this set, which at the release rate Wizards likes to have, will be like 2 months till everyone forgets Avatar exists. So for the next 2 months, expect like maybe 6 of these iterations of this deck to be something I play. But that's it. Let me know what you thought about it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. I don't know what I'm going to play next time, though. We shall find out.